Hey there, awesome adventurers! Have you ever woken up and seen the world outside magically transformed into a sparkling wonderland, all covered in white? That, my friends, is snow! But before we jump into the frosty fun, please hit that like button right now and make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss any of our cool science adventures. Okay, let's get back to the magic. Today, we're going on a super cool journey to discover the amazing secrets of snow, how it's made, and why it brings so much sparkle to our world. First things first, let's talk about those tiny, perfect little stars that make up all that white fluff. We call them snowflakes. And here's a super cool fact. Did you know that no two snowflakes are ever exactly alike? It's true. Each one is like a unique piece of art, a tiny frozen masterpiece from nature. Isn't that incredible? So, where does snow come from? Well, it all starts with water. Imagine water from oceans, lakes, and even the puddles in your backyard. When the sun shines on them or the air warms up, some of that water goes up, up, up into the sky. It turns into something called water vapor, tiny, invisible bits of water that are so light they just float way up high, like super tiny air balloons. Now, as these tiny water vapor bits keep climbing higher and higher into the sky, way, way up, past the tallest buildings and even the highest mountains, something super important happens. It gets really, really, really cold up there. Imagine how cold it is in your freezer. Well, it's even colder than that. We're talking about temperatures way below freezing point. When these super cold, tiny water bits meet each other in that freezing cold air, they don't just float around by themselves anymore. They start to huddle together, like when you and your friends huddle up to keep warm on a chilly day. They get closer and closer, gathering into bigger and bigger groups. And what do these giant huddles of tiny, tiny water bits and water vapor form? You guessed it, they form those big, fluffy white things we see floating in the sky, clouds. Yes, clouds are basically just enormous, floating collections of millions and millions of these super cold, tiny water droplets and invisible water vapor, all clumped together way up high in the cold sky. So, whether you see big, puffy cumulus clouds that look like cotton balls, or long, wispy cirrus clouds that stretch across the sky, they are all made of these tiny water bits. They're just waiting for the next magical step to happen to turn into snow. Isn't it amazing how something so big, like a cloud, starts from something so tiny and invisible? Now for the real magic, the moment our snowflake truly begins. Inside these super-duper cold clouds, all those tiny water droplets are looking for something special. They're looking for something to stick to, almost like a tiny magnet searching for metal. Imagine tiny, invisible dust specks floating around inside the cloud. Yes, even tiny bits of dust that we can't normally see. When one of these super cooled water droplets touches one of these dust specks, bam! It instantly freezes. Just like that, it turns into a tiny, tiny piece of ice. This is the very beginning of our snowflake. It's like a tiny seed or a little baby ice crystal that will grow into something incredibly beautiful. And guess what? This very first tiny ice bit almost always has 6 sides, like a little hexagon. It's nature's special blueprint for a snowflake. Our tiny ice crystal doesn't stay small for long. Once it has its little dust speck seed, it starts to grow. As it floats and tumbles gently inside the cloud, it bumps into more and more of that super cold water vapor. And guess what? This extra water vapor also freezes and sticks to our growing ice crystal. It mostly likes to stick to the edges and corners where it can make new arms and branches. Because of the special way water molecules connect when they freeze, snowflakes always try to grow with 6 beautiful sides or arms. It's their favorite shape. But here's the really amazing part. As our snowflake floats and tumbles, picking up more frozen water, it's constantly moving. It experiences slightly different temperatures and amounts of water vapor in different parts of the cloud. These tiny, tiny changes in its journey affect exactly how and where new ice forms. One snowflake might turn slightly, catching a little more vapor on one side. Another might pass through a slightly warmer patch, changing its growth for a moment. These little adventures create all sorts of incredible, unique patterns. Some might become long and thin, like tiny needles. Others wide and flat, like little plates. And many grow those perfect, intricate star shapes you love. Every single snowflake's journey through the cloud is unique, like its own special story. And because of that, every single snowflake that falls from the sky is unique. No two are exactly alike, ever. Isn't that just mind-blowing? Once our snowflake has grown big enough and heavy enough with all that beautiful frozen water, it can't float in the cloud anymore. Its adventure in the sky is about to change. Whoosh! It begins its big, graceful journey down to Earth, fluttering and spinning through the air. Now, here's the super important part that decides if we get snow or just rain, even on a cold day. For our snowflake to reach your nose as beautiful white snow, the air all the way from the cloud down to the ground has to be cold enough. We're talking below freezing. That's 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It needs to stay frosty. Imagine our snowflake falling. If it passes through a layer of air that's a bit warmer than freezing on its way down, even just for a little bit, guess what happens? It melts. Poof! It turns back into a raindrop. So, even if it started as a gorgeous snowflake high up, if the air near the ground is too warm, you'll just get rain. But if the air stays super chilly and below freezing all the way from the cloud to your doorstep, then blink, 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 you get beautiful, fluffy snow. That's why some places get lots and lots of snow to play in and others don't, even in the middle of winter. The temperature on its whole journey down is key. So, next time you see snow, take a moment to really look at it. Remember the amazing, long journey each tiny snowflake made to get to you. It's a little bit of science, a little bit of magic, and a whole lot of chilly, sparkling fun. Thank you so much for exploring the wonderful world of snow with me today, future scientists. If you loved learning about snowflakes, please give this video a big thumbs up right now. It really helps our channel. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another exciting adventure. We have so many more cool things to discover. Now, tell me in the comments below, what's your absolute favorite thing to do when it snows? Do you build snow forts, make snow angels, or just enjoy a warm drink inside? I can't wait to read your answers. See you next time for more amazing discoveries.